பரலோக சுவையின்ப இயேசுவே என் வாழ்வின் திவ்யமிர்தமே இன்னும் இன்னும் வேண்டும் என்று கெஞ்சுதே உள்ளமே உன் நினைவால் என் இதயம் ஏங்குதே வல்லாய்.
A very good evening to all of you. We welcome all the viewers and subscribers of Melky TV and especially viewers of a big book review program called Pen, Mic and Swords. Dear friends, God has been really very gracious to us that we have been able to complete 55 episodes and it has been a journey of more than a year. And so today is our 56th episode and today we are going to review the 56th book and it has been God's grace only that without any interruption in our program telecast, we have been telecasting this program for more than a year, and God has given us very good reviewers who have brought very good books to our platform. They've reviewed not only spiritual books, theological books, and we do review even a secular book. So that's how our program is going on because book reading has become very less in today's world. If you see Amazon Kindle, Amazon platform, they started the e-commerce business with selling books only. That was their first foray into business. It went into a huge scale, and if we see the Kindle business today, each day there are more than 1 million self-publishers in Kindle book. But if we see the number of buyers for each of the books, if we see there are very less people who are interested in reading books or buying it. Many people do buy the book, but they don't even get time to read it. It's often the book is always in their shelf. So book review programs like this kind will help people to get to know what kind of book has what kind of content, who are the best authors available, and there might be some topics where they might need guidance. So book is our silent guide. They will teach us, they will not reprimand us. So that is what is really really very important. We should definitely read book. At least if we don't have time, at least once in a month, we should ensure that we have read at least one book. So today we are going to do the review of the book called Pressing Towards the Goal, The Heart of Goal Setting and Planning by Sundar Sanghma. And the book is being reviewed by Dr. Raja Gerald. We welcome sir to our platform. So sir has, in spite of his busy teaching schedule, sir has taken the time to come to our program and review this book for us. He's not only a good professor, but is also involved in various ministry for the Lord and is serving the Lord. And we hope in this book would be a high opener to all, not only to Christians, even for secular people, because we should have some other goal in our life, and our goal should be realistic and enough. And so this book will teach us how to set our goal and how to plan about achieving our goal and succeed in it. That is the most important thing. And so without much delay, I would like to turn the podium to Raja sir to give his review, please. Sir, please.
Yeah. First, I thank God for giving me an opportunity to share, to review the one of the book titled "Pressing Towards the Goal: The Art of Goal Setting and Planning." And thank you for Sister Jemima also for giving me a chance to be part of this Pen, Mic and Sword. Thank you. This book, actually, I was searching. Many books comes to my mind, and many books I can see on my own at home and outside a library also. And finally, got into my idea to talk something about the planning. How, what is the vision and mission? How to make a vision? How to make a goal for setting any evangelical work, especially on leadership base only. So this book, particularly this book, I got it some 20 years before I got this book. And Sundar Sagma, he is one of my, I can say, he is one of my mentor in those days because he was actively involved in ministry. He is basically from the state of Meghalaya and served ministry in his own place. And also he is a government servant involved in some profession. I'm not sure, but later he shift from that particular job and completely involved in ministry. And at one point of view, he has become a national leader in India for the Haggai ministry also in those days. So not much timing. The pressing towards the goal, the art of goal setting and planning. This is the title of the book by Sundar Sarma. And I would like to intro some small paragraph about this particular book. This book mainly reveals the success and effectiveness in all areas of life can exponentially increase through one simple practice: return goals. The author Sundar Sarma book is very practical, useful book that details of process of goal setting is mentioned. The bonus is that he includes the biblical foundation for doing so and the critical aspects of prayer. Any leader will be benefit from reading this book and can implement in future the effectiveness and the important principle about the author on the title pressing towards the goal. As I told you earlier, he's not only is a national leader in the Haggai ministry, but also he served in the United States of America at international level also, and he served in different capacity in the Haggai ministry. Coming to the point, in this book, I can see more than 13 topics are there. 13 topics are all are very much important. But for this time, I made it very brief and I like to focus what the author Sundar Sarma want to reflect on the goals, how to set a goal, and with these goals, what are the benefits the evangelists and the church leaders are getting, and how to overcome certain difficulties what we face in the current situation. One of the famous author, Carl Jung, he says, when goal goes, that meaning goes. When meaning goes, purpose also goes. When purpose goes, automatically life will also goes. That is a statement given by one of the famous author, Carl Jung. According to Oxford Dictionary, it defines goal as an object of effort or destination. A goal is a predetermined destination. At the same time, a goal is a statement of what you want to achieve in your life. So all have their own aim to achieve one particular aspect. For that particular aspect, we need to set a goal. Setting goal is not an easy thing. We have to make it at a vast knowledge, and we have to use a mind and make sure to implement the goal according to the planned purpose what we want to achieve in future. The author also explains some of the uniqueness of the goals in the book. Some of the most uniqueness that comes to his mind, he shared. Goals are measurable. It's easy to measure the goal when you plan according to the situation. Secondly, the author says goals are carefully framed statement and not mere wishless thinking. Some people, their mind, they'll think one thing, and in the writing, they'll put the other. So that is not that much effective goal as per the author. He mentioned in the book. Goals are result oriented purpose. That should be very much qualitative, and the most important thing is time bound. So we have to make time how far we can take to achieve a particular aspects through the goal that has been measured by ourselves. Author Sundar Sarma, he also reflects some of the advantages of the goal setting. Many advantages is focus. I have picked out only certain important thing that has been mentioned in his book. Number one, goal gives direction in life. Goal gives direction in life. This is very much important for all individuals, not only Christian faith, but also to the other faith. Secondly, he says goal promotes enthusiasm. This is also one of the important things, as we all of you know, and sometimes goal simplify their decision making process. That is also one of the important things. It simplifies their decision making process the goal which we set for one particular purpose. Also, he says another advantage is the goal which we set, in that we must have confidence. That is another important thing we focus. By confidence, we have to set a goal, and that will give a positive output in future to achieve whatever we plan. Also, he says the goal provides a system of measures. So, system of measures in the sense you want to measure in a scaling process how the goal should be set according to the purpose to be achieved. Another advantage is says goal helps us to be accountable. This is most important in our daily life. We should be accountable in everything. Even for setting goals also, we must be very much accountable as per the author says. Then finally he says one of the advantages he says goal generate respect. This is another important thing what everybody must follow. We must have respect, not only from ourselves, not only from our surrounding, but also at a larger level. That's very much important. Now, one question comes: why people do not set goals? In many of the things, especially in the uh, church-wise, if you see, many of the pastors uh, doesn't have mind to set goals, but they will go according to the liturgical pattern what has been assigned from the particular church. But they can follow those liturgy, no doubt. But at the same time, they should adapt certain goals for that particular purpose. In one way, I can say every Sundays, all pastors must set a goal, what they want to share, what will be the reflection of the sharing, what will be the outcome of the sharing. That is the most important thing. Many people come and listen to the sermon and going off, but there must be something like feedback, otherwise, something how the sermon looks. So he has to get the outcome of the sermon, what he has done during his worship. So for that reason, he must set a goal. That's very much important. Sometimes certain people doesn't set goal because of certain reason, because of fear. Fear also one thing, and also some people will be ridiculed in one sense, and some people will be carelessness. They won't take it importance, their own job, and sometimes certain people will lack in confidence. That is also there. They will think, but they will lack in confidence. And some people will have overconfidence. That is also there. Some people will have overconfidence that it will be reached to the right person, right time, like that. So that also should be avoided. Then another thing also the author says fear of hard work. Some people used to work hard and committed to the Lord's work, but only if he set a goal, he can accomplish his task. And also, some people will be ignorance due to family situation, church situation, or near and far situation. They will have ignorance. That also affects to set a goal for a particular person. Another question: his goal setting is a biblical. It's a good question. One chapter says his goal setting is a biblical. We live in a goal that is less age. This is hard in reality. While today, the corporate world and business houses have recognized the power and potential of goal setting, many Christians tend to think that this is not the subject of interest. The goal setting is not a subject of interest. But at the same time, on the other extreme, if you see, many take it as a merely a management techniques. But this is something serious. It goes to tragic also. And one of the reasons for fruitlessness is the lives of many individuals and working in many organizations. Biblically speaking, from scripture we see many people, many God's servants, they have set a goal to accomplish the task. Similarly, Nehemiah set a goal. Even Nehemiah, as a Jew, was a cupbearer to the king in the Persian palace. His concern for the welfare of the holy city and its people prompted him to take the bold step of rebuilding the broken walls of Jerusalem. In this case, Nehemiah assured these goals, and Nehemiah worked in the midst of many problems that has been faced by him. Very often, the success of any church or organization is measured in terms of financial support. That is also one of the reasons that has been received by a degree of participation received from the members of congregation in any programs. The most important thing to measure success should be the goal of the any programs. And here I'd like to quote, according to the author, he says, some of the goals have been planned by certain people, and in that goal, what are the action taken, and also with that, what the result they have been achieved. So, few examples I'd like to quote from the author. When you take the leader Noah, the main goal of Noah is to escape from the great flood. That is the main goal. So, what action he has taken? He has built an ark of wood. Finally, the achievement he has taken is Noah, how his household and all the creature escaped from the flood. This is the achievement. So, first he set a goal and action was taken, and through that he was achieved. Similarly, so one or two important person I would like to quote here. Number two, Joseph. The goal of Joseph is to save Egypt from the famine of 7 years. The action taken is preserve food, grains, and wheat during the 7 years of plenty. The achievement he has got is Egypt remained well fed through the famine. And the next person, Moses, we all of you know. Moses' goal was to liberate Israelites from the land of Egypt and to lead them to the promised land. So the action taken was lead Israel to the wilderness. And finally, the outcome was Israel was led safely to the border of the promised land. So this was the outcome of this Moses' goal that was set in those days. And other person, Esther, her goal was to appeal before King Ahasuerus to save the Jews, and the action taken was appeared before King Ahasuerus without fearing for her life, and the outcome was succeeded in persuading the king to let the Jews protect themselves. So here also, according to the set, according to goal set, achievement has been positive. And finally, Mordecai. His goal was to save the Jews from the plan chalked out by the Haman to kill the Jew. And the action taken is he mobilized Esther to plead before King Ahasuerus. And the final outcome of this is Mordecai succeeded in saving the Jewish people. And like this, we can go on quoting many, many things apart from what author has been discussed in this book. Next comes the ultimate goal setting of the questions. Coming to the people of the ultimate goal setting of the Christian is only none other than Jesus Christ. Here, the Christians is the runner and the crowded heroes of the faith who have gone to be with Christ, won the witnesses. And many pictures he has shown in the book. And it's like that of the runner is a crowded stadium who continue to press on, and the crowd watch with joy and cheers. Jesus Christ is a companion on the way, and yet he is also the finishing mark of the race. The goal or the one who has already reached the goal and is waiting to welcome the Christian. This is perhaps the most exciting and perfect portrayal of the question's ultimate goal that has been mentioned by the author in the book. What are the process of goal setting? There are so many processes are mentioned in the book. To quote for better understanding at this stage, author Johann Wolfgang, he is a German author. He says he says in a quote, thinking is easy, acting is difficult. Thinking is easy, acting is difficult. And to put one's thought into action is the most different thing in the world. The author says like this. The process of goal setting is not as easy as it might sound. The process starts with a vision and ends with an evaluation. Any process starts with one vision and it ends with a evaluation. That is the outcome of the goal that has been set. The intermediate steps include defining the mission statement, goal setting and planning, followed by careful implementation. A good vision is the basis of setting a goal. That's the main focus author has mentioned here. A good vision is the basis of setting a goal. The purpose of vision is to create the future. A good vision is the basis of setting a goal, and the purpose of vision is to create a future, what has been planned. The vision is a clear picture of what we see in the future. Same time, the author also expresses the vision can be of good health. A good example I can quote from here. Mahatma Gandhi, as all of you know, he also got a vision of an independent India. He took up a mission known as non-violence movement with lots of specific programs, that is the goals such as Quit India movement, the Gandhi March, and civil disobedience movement. And with this, he can able to achieve what he has been set a goal at the beginning stage. Usually, vision emerge from a burden. I repeat, usually vision emerge from a burden. A burden is having deep concern for things that God is concerned about. God given vision will always start with a burden. For every being in the world, the God given wisdom, the God given vision will always start with a burden. Burdens comes through different bases, but to quote some of the ways how the burdens comes into our life is by seeing, by seeing. Second, I can say by healing, and third, by means of prayer. That's most important. And finally, by involvement. That is also important. In these four different ways, burdens comes and we can easily get it. Next, author talks about the art of goal setting. In this particular topic is elaborated in a vast manner, but I picked out only certain important title for better understanding at this point. In the art of goal setting, author Sundar, he says, successful people are goal setters. Successful people are goal setters. And the key to success is setting a goal, like in writing it down. Writing, he specifically focus. For setting any goals, not only thinking, but you have to put it in writing. So writing, he specifically mentioned here. We have to remember a few points while writing down any goals. As we all of you know, we have to make it, whatever we write for any goal setting. Here, the author says the first we begin with the date, which date we start for planning, and the area, the place where we are going to put. So, place in the sense, we must also note about the geographical area of that particular places. Then we must have certain statement of account in what way the statement will achieve the purpose. And also, we have to see, the author says, the benefits. What are the beneficiaries? How they are benefits. So those things also we have to put it in a goal setting, and they support us. Sometimes individually can't fulfill certain things. We need some side support. For that also he has specifically mentioned support. Support should be there for any goal setting, not only getting ideas but also for doing the programs at a vast level. And the word is most important. So while talking, we should not put a word, but what we speak outside. The word is very much important. Similarly, what has been written in our paper according to the goal setting. Goal setting has different aspects of life. Goal setting has a different aspects of life. Life consists of many aspects. As all of you know, today's life, we can't able to predict what will happen tomorrow. That is the way, that is the right way we are living in this present situation. So here the author says ministry aspect is one of the most important thing. Any professional ministry, he can we can be able to make it. So ministry goals that are related with the Great Commission. Sundar author is basically mentioned the ministry goals are related to the Great Commission of Jesus Christ. So ministry goals can be set for evangelism, training, training and development, training especially for the leaders, leading a biblical study, forming a group, and leading a prayer cell, counseling, youth ministry, and children's ministry, Christian ministry, then social awareness program, and some other development activities, literacy campaign, educational institution visit, health ministries, and so on. Like this goes on specifically mentioned in the ministry level at the beginning. Similarly, he talks about the goal setting should be more spiritual. Spiritual also must be captured and put it in writing for any goal setting. And thirdly, he says social aspects must also concern in this particular aspect because we are living in a particular society. So we have to think about the society circumstance, and with that we have to set a goal for better understanding and better outcome. And intellectual, that is also most important thing, as all of you know, and physical strength is needed, and also the circumstances. Family circumstances also very much necessary. As author says, if you want to live a better life, we need to set a goal in all the above areas what has been specifically mentioned by the author as I told now. Next author says some of the secret of success for goal setting. What are the success we can make it as a secret? So secret of success of goal setting is the only thing he has focuses time management. That is most important. Author says the regarding time and opportunities we see in Luke chapter 12 verses 40. I'm not going to read. Better you can take note and later you can read. Luke chapter 12 verses 40 here specifically mentioned about the time and opportunity how any people should see at the time of goal setting and for the next proceeding. Also, he says, time on earth is like a shadow. It can disappear any moment, as it is mentioned in Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verses 12. And thirdly, he says, according to Job chapter 14, verses 1 and 2, he says, life on earth is like a flower that perish. Life on earth is like a flower that perish, as per the Job chapter 14, verses 1 and 2. Also, he gives some of the tips for effective time management in the goal setting. Number one is formal planning, very much important. Then setting priorities, which one we are going to make it first and second, third, like that. It goes like that. And maintaining face-to-face list on daily basis. And next, managing things very smoothly. That is also very much important for goal setting. The things must be very much smooth. There should not be any seriousness. There should not be any confusion. Chaos should be happen at the time of goal setting. So he says smooth function must be adapted at the time of goal setting. Then watch and evaluate our progress. What has been happened and what is going to happen also, we have to make it. And be determined to live a disciplined life. This is also one of the important things is focus. These are the tips he has given for goal setting. Be determined to live in a disciplined life and avoid time wasters. And some people are will talk more and more, there won't be any meaning. But such kind of things should be avoided at the time of goal setting and the continuous process what we are going to achieve in future. Finally, to achieve any goal, the author says it is necessary to define a time schedule. Coming to the last part, organization goal setting. Organization, all of you know, we can differentiate the organization into different level. So each organization differs from one particular organization to the other with the aim, mission statement, vision statement, everything differs. Not all will be the same. Here, the organization, the leaders must have respective goals. That is important things the author says. The leaders must have respective goals and the executive must have same, church must have the same, and finally the mission agencies also must have the same. Here the author has been differentiated the organization into four types, that is leaders in the church, executive in the church, and church separately, and the mission agencies he has focused. And some of the key areas he wanted to focus in this particular aspect. Development, growth, development, as we see in Luke chapter 3, verses 18 and 19. And here he says the church organization can set the development goals in, in different areas like membership, attendance in the worship time, then tithe and offering, then spiritual life, then facilities like equipment, facilities like equipments, the church, what has been existing, and the staff workers, then some of the programs, cell groups, prayer fellowship, Sunday school ministry, Bible study, mission, and ministry with the target group. These are the some of the important things what has been mentioned. Secondly, training and development of goals. Here he says number of soul winners we have to make it in a particular church. And number of Sunday school teachers, they turn to be leaders in future. And number of ministers turned into the higher level in future. And fourthly, he says number of teachers who will become a preacher in the future. So these four things he has been adapted in training and development. And third, he says utilization. In utilization, he says he has concentrated on the number of evangelists should be there and it should be set in a proper way to reach to the people, the gospel to reach the people. And secondly, apart from evangelists, we also need a volunteers. Volunteers steps are more important in today's church activities. And also the volunteers in future they'll become a leaders. And leaders also very much important. And finally, some of them, not all, some of them will turn as a missionary in future. So these are the things he has mentioned in the utilization part, and finally the outcome part, that is the result, what has been what has been shared by the author is the total number of souls saved. We have to make it. The total number of souls saved in one particular congregation and total number of souls baptized. That also we must make it. And total number of soul reached with gospel. That also make into the data. And also he says total number of church plantation. Today, church plantation becoming a more important thing and is very much useful. That also we must calculate. And number of another thing he says, author says, number of houses it. That is also important. And today, as of now, this is not that much pertaining in today's setup, I guess. in my church I'm telling, I don't know about other church. So here the author says that also is measurable, and for that also we must set a goal and plan must be there. And also uh, we have to meet the members personally after the worship. That is also important things. And many different programs on category wise we have to plan and we have to fulfill for children, Sunday school children, youth children, women, elders, seniors, like that it goes. So programs is also very much important, yes, focus. And these are the major things what the author focus, Mr. Sundar Sarma, in the art of goal setting and planning, pressing towards the goal. And finally, to conclude, I conclude saying one Chinese proverb: I hear and I forget. I hear and I forgot. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. I repeat: I hear, I forget. I see, I remember. I do, I understand. This is one of the proverbs, Chinese proverb that has been mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So when I saw the title of this book, I thought it would be a secular book. But when I have started giving review, it is a really very important book for those in ministry, especially for leaders. Leaders need such kind of book, and when in a particular organization, when the leadership is new or when the leadership changes, there are a lot of chaos and problems in many Christian organizations. So leaders need to know what kind of goals they have, and I mentioned many things, and this book has given all the aspect of the goals. So I would really give a great salute to the author, that as a person serving to the Lord, he has kept this thing in mind, that a book need to be written regarding goals, because often in Christianity, goal setting or goal planning, as far as ministry is concerned, they don't give a lot of importance. I think just a few people give importance, but many people, as I have told, they have goals, but they have unrealistic goals. And their goals, it will be only in a written form, but when they try to execute it, they are unable to do it, or they might be over optimistic or overconfident, and not a realistic goal is set nowadays, and that is the reason for so many issues which are going. So I have mentioned many things regarding the uniqueness of goal, and the advantages of goal, why goals are there. So in that, I liked one particular point, that goal simplifies decision making process. So often when we have goals, we should write it, and that is really very important, so that even if we sidetrack in certain part of our ministry or in our life, we can go back to see what goal we have written, and then come back and try to bring the necessary changes. Yes, so this book was really very useful, and particularly I have told about many biblical holy men, what sort of goals they had, and how they created the goal into action bound goals, and how they succeeded in their work. So these are all great illustrations for us. God has kept in His Bible itself, and the main goal for each and every Christian is what goal that Jesus has for mankind, that mankind should be saved. He should be saved from the bondage of Satan, sin, and that is why for us Christians, our goal is all about gospel preaching and the way to go about it. And I also told about the different programs that need to be conducted in the organization to different category of people, because if there is an organization, different kind of people are there. In some organization, I do see that they don't give a lot of importance to children's ministry. Actually, children's ministry is a great ministry, because the seed which we sow now, it will give fruit after 10 to 15 years, and that is why many are not concerned about it. But we need to know what all ministry we to do, and for this book is really very useful, dear viewers, for all those who are in ministry, those who are leaders, or those who want to start a ministry. Please do go for this book. This book has been written biblically, so it would be very helpful for us so that we can set realistic goals and ensure that our goal is achieved, and the way of achieving it and knowing our own setbacks, our own negative, so that we can bring out our positivities and set realistic goal and implement it, which will be good and beneficial for our organization, for our congregation, for our people. So that is how we can do it. So thank you, Aya. Thank you for this great book. As usual, Aya, whenever he comes for review, mostly Aya's reviewed book is always about ministry or gospel oriented. I can see that pattern, and this book was really very superb. So even I am planning to buy this book. So Aya just give the main salient features, I could say. Still more, if you want to know, we definitely need to buy this book and read it and be benefited. Thank you, Aya. Thank you for your precious time. Thank you for your review. So, dear viewers, we will come back next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. with another book, with another review. Till then, God bless you all. Good night. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you, Aya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.